nightcap. It's the nightcap here in Flying to the Hoop Day number 2 in Kettering. It's Centerville. It's Fishers and a gangbuster here that we can't wait for here on SUV TV. Hello once again, and along with Scott Mueller, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on SUV TV. The nightcap here in this one between the Elks of Centerville at 9-3 and the Fishers Tigers, the number 1 team in the state of Indiana, perfect in 12 tries. Scott, we're going to have fun here tonight.
Oh, we're crossing state lines to bring some of the best basketball in the state of Indiana over to the state of Ohio to play one of the best teams in the state of Ohio. I mean, Brooks Cups brings the Centerville Elks, one of the youngest teams. I mean, no seniors on this roster, but yet he's one of the best coaches in Southwest Ohio, and I believe in that. I mean, he has been doing this for a while, and you know, he coached his own son. I'm a coach's kid, so I can relate. But at the same time, this is a science. When you've coached as long as he has, it's in your blood. So he's bringing a team of youngsters in against a team that has won 56 of 57 games over the course of 3 years.
And that one absent win is the state championship last year. And we'll talk more about it when we return. Well, the starting lineups in the opening tip-off as we continue to fly to the hoop here in Kettering, powered by Beacon Orthopedics here on SUV TV. If you're ready now, let's give you the starting lineup here in this ball game. First for the Centerville Elks at 9-3, 7-1 in the Greater Western Ohio Conference. Their head coach in his 13th year in warm and cheerful Centerville is Brooks Cups. The guards here tonight are 3, Trey Sam at 6'3", 180 pounds, a junior, and 21, Ty Rohrer at 6'2", a junior. Up front, it's 2, Julian Sam at 6'7", 180 pounds, just a freshman. 12 is Calvin Wadsworth at 6'3", a junior, and 33 is Spencer Maxwell at 6'5", 195 pounds, a junior. For the Fishers Tigers, they're 12-0. They're 2-0 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Their head coach in his 6th year with this program, Garrett Winiger. In the backcourt, it's 3, Jean-Claude Lhomme at 6'1", 165 pounds, a senior, and 4, Cooper Zachary at 5'10", 150 pounds, a junior. Up front, it's 15, Levi Walker at 6'4", 200 pounds, a junior. 25, Kai McGrew at 6'9", 220 pounds, a senior. And 40, Ethan Hillsman at 6'7", 200 pounds, a senior. And as we bring in Scott Mueller back into the broadcast, that's some good size out there for the Fishers Tigers.
Yeah, Fishers is just an incredible team. A lot of incredible stories. You got Zachary and you got Gardner, who have been starters ever since they were freshmen. You've got the Kai Grew kid, who was a transfer from Lawrence North, joining in with the Hillsman kid. In the backcourt or in the front court, and I mean, then you're tying it off with a team that has been to the state championship 2 times, won it in 2024, lost to Jeffersonville in 2025, and now here they are undefeated, 13-0 in the 2025-26 campaign, looking to win a second state title, winning 56 of 57 games. This team is just exciting. They're exciting to talk about. And I'm looking forward to watching him play.
On the other side, quite a pedigree just a few years ago, or not that long ago, when Centerville was at the very top of Ohio standings, 4 straight Final Fours, culminating in the 21 title with a fantastic threesome of Rich Rolfe, Gabe Cups, and Tom House.
Yeah, I mean, and now Gabe's Cups has, he obviously got recruited by Indiana. He crossed state lines. Now that storyline has closed for him, and now he's at Ohio State. A little bit closer to home, right up the road in Columbus. But his dad is still here coaching the Centerville Elks, and he has a very young team. And this is a good team. This is a team that has brought over a couple of kids from a couple of other schools that have joined him, and I'm excited to see what this young group can do. I mean, he's got a freshman that I'm really excited about in Trey Sam. I'm sorry, not Trey Sam, but in Julian Sam. I mean, this is a youngster, 6'7", and this kid can play.
Averaging 9 points already as a freshman. He's getting the starting nod here for Brooks Cups. And, the future, when you see the future on the horizon for a kid who's 6'7" as a freshman, you wonder that if the sky is literally the limit.
Yeah, and I mean, freshman. These are the types of athletes that you wonder, can they compete at the varsity level right away? But he has proven when you can score 9 points at this level, because the GWAC is not an easy league to play in. I mean, playing at the Division I level alone is a challenge in and of itself. But now you're playing at one of the best leagues in Southwest Ohio. I mean, I would put it up against the GMC, I would put it up against the GCL. No question about it. They are, without a doubt, one of the top 3 leagues in Southwest Ohio. So, yeah, I mean, he's able to compete at this level, and he's able to do well.
So we'll see Kai McGrew at the center jump circle. He's clad in the black. And it might be the younger Sam, Julian Sam, over there as well. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll jump it up here in Kettering at Trent Arena. Taps controlled into the backcourt for Centerville, and away we go as we go left to right and head towards the east bucket. Ty Rohr gets things started.
Both teams playing a man-to-man.
Keeping it alive on the corner. A little methodical to get things started there with Rohr. Back to Sam. The younger Sam, he draws a double and he has it picked away from him. This one outletted up ahead. Loam and waiting, a little stutter back, and now he'll reset the offense. Hillsman up top. You imagine that once he gives up the ball, he'll head down towards the post. Instead, he'll stay outside. And Hillsman again. McGrew, the big man that you mentioned up, the transfer from Lawrence North, and he lost it, gets it back.
Yeah, I'm looking for him to dominate down low. I really think his strength and his size could be a factor, but I also like the way they can shoot the ball. The Zachary kid's shooting at about a 40% clip, maybe a little bit less than that, but he can stroke it.
Step around there for Zachary, but he will not take the shot. He would have been contested. 3 to get things started, no good for Hillsman. 1 and done this time down. Drive, Rohr misses, and the rebound down to Levi Walker. No finish there.
Yeah, nothing's going to come easy on either end in that regard. I think both teams are going to contest at the rim.
Here's the big man. Nice move to get to the bucket for Kai McGrew, and we're on the board, 2-0 in favor of Fishers.
I look for that to be a mainstay for McGrew. I think he's going to run block to block.
Rohr had his weight impeded by Cooper Zachary, and Zachary will pick up his first.
Yeah, he's going to have to be careful picking up fouls early. They're going to need Zachary's shooting long term here, so he's not going to want to pick up a second.
Zachary is a primary shooter, in fact, the second best scorer on the team at 14.5 a ball game. So he picks up his first, and we're 2 minutes deep here into this fourth quarter. 2-0 in favor of the Tigers.
Both teams are really strong at running offensive sets, so don't look for anything to happen too quickly in this game, especially early.
Trey Sam dumps it down low, and some contact down low, traveling, in fact, before the contact.
Yeah, feet getting caught up, not necessarily a foul. Could be called, but not this time.
Sometimes you think about the bailout, and the bailout is on a defender, right? If you have contact down low, but you're coaxing the ball handler into a travel, that's the bailout.
That's exactly right. I mean, the contact is going to happen with more your body and your hands. I mean, when it's with the feet, that's more incidental.
McGrew trying to work in. Down to the corner, 3 on the way for Levi Walker, no good. It rattles out. It belongs to warm and cheerful Centerville.
Fisher's not afraid to shoot it early. When they're open, they're going to take those look.
It's Ty Rohr. Ty Rohr is 6'2". He handles the ball, left-hand dribble across the timeline, and gives to Spencer Maxwell. Sam on the catch. Trey Sam. The brother Sam, he's the older one as a junior. So they'll have another year of varsity play ostensibly together.
Agreed. Be nice playing with your older brother.
I don't think I've ever heard that one as this one thrown out of bounds. And let me expound on that.
Right.
If I had an older sibling, I have a feeling I'd get picked on quite a bit.
You know what? I think in a lot of cases that may be true, but you know, if I had a chance to play with my younger brother, I think I would have enjoyed it. I really do. I mean, my brother and I got along really well. We were both competitors, and to get an opportunity to play with him, I think would have been a lot of fun.
However, if you're the younger brother and you're already giving up 4 inches, meanwhile, here's the 3, knock it down. Jean-Claude Loam makes it 5-0.
Jean-Claude averaging only 4.5 points a game, and right there he has close to his average with that one shot.
Maxwell shut off on the baseline, down to the corner. Getting back to the brothers here, if you're the freshman and you're 4 inches taller than your brother who's 2 years older, that's got to be some talk at the dinner table.
A little bit. Getting outsized by your younger brother, sure.
3 from the corner, knock it down. Centerville's on the board. Spencer Maxwell opened things up here for Centerville. Averaging 9 points a ball game, 5-3.
Points coming from lots of different sources for Centerville. You got a lot of kids that are averaging real close to double figures for this squad.
Loam creates, and he can't get it to fall. Julian Sam, who's averaging 3 rebounds a ball game, gets the carom.
That's the one thing about Brooks Cup's clubs. They are really solid when it comes to scoring, rebounding, passing, all of it. Very fundamentally sound.
Roar is blocked. Wadsworth tries to fight for it, and we've got a jump ball on the floor as he's tied up by Jean-Claude Loam.
That ball's going to go back to Fishers.
So Fishers with the lead in the ball with 3:27 left to go here in the opening quarter. And again, the highlight game that was marked on our calendars. It may not be the highlight game to our spectators, our viewers throughout the day. You could argue the last game that we saw with Southeastern Prep was probably the highlight game with all the dunks and threes. But I think competitively, when we're thinking less about a showcase and more about a competitive game by 2 state contenders, this might be it.
It certainly was for me. I had it circled on my scorecard the entire time just because of that. I mean, you got 2 teams that without question are going to be on that state championship scorecard.
It's Hillsman. Now McGrew, top of the key. He'll launch a 3, a high arcing shot that misses back iron and out. And Roar the rebound for Centerville.
I don't know that that's necessarily his shot, but certainly he looked very comfortable taking it.
McGrew, a good shooter, by the way, 57% from the floor this year. And no good this time for Spencer Maxwell.
So relatively low scoring for 2 teams that, again, I don't think are that uncustomary to not scoring points.
And Jean-Claude Holm fills it up. That's his second tray of the night to make it 8-3.
Yeah, and he's well over his average already.
Is this a big game? And when I say is this a big game, we know that Fishers is the #1 team in Indiana. Centerville doesn't quite have the same gravitas it had just 2 years ago, as this one is out of bounds. So is this still the big game that we think it is?
That's a great question. I mean, I think for Fishers, you want to keep momentum going for certain. I mean, you have a 13-0 record, you want to go unblemished. For Centerville, I think this looks like and feels like a state tournament game, almost like a state semifinal game. And so you look at this as like a barometer for that. At least that's how I would look at it as. But yet, it's not a one and done. It's not a win or go home type of game, but you can still look at it as such.
Wholesale substitutions in for the Tigers. Tristan Breland, Torrey Breland, and Max Hopkins among those in. Down to the corner, Zachary. And he'll dribble out. With 1:40 left to go here in this opening quarter.
Well, that's deep.
Way deep, and he left it short off the front lip. Max Hopkins rebounds it, but let it go. And Dash Craver in for Centerville. He lost it down in the corner. He traveled. He's wincing. He rolled over down on the baseline, a little slow to get up. It'll be fine as Miles Houston, who also came in on the last dead ball, picks him up.
Yeah, good to see him get up, too. Never want to see a kid get injured.
It looked like Dash was caught between steps down on the corner, so he got coaxed into a travel, but I could have sworn there was just a touch of contact.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Leading the ball for Fishers. Zachary, a little stop and go. They keep it outside as we come up on a minute to play here in a fast-moving first quarter.
Good
this
hustle.
One out of bounds,
Great
off
hustle.
the hands initially of Max Hopkins.
Great hustle. I mean, I'm looking at these 2 teams and I'm seeing a lot of yes, a lot of execution, but I'm also seeing a lot of good hustle. So, without a doubt, Centerville looks to be the kind of team that's going to get after you, definitely going to get down on the floor for loose balls, and they want to create those loose balls.
The good news for Centerville is they're cutting and picking. The bad news is they're not scoring.
Which is unfortunate. Again, a young team, that very well could be their undoing at times if they're not able to put points on the board early, especially, now they're down 7. They want to be able to score here at the end of the quarter, maybe make this a 5-point game.
By the way, Jean-Claude Lhomme had the last deuce. He's got 8 in the book. He's outscored Centerville by plenty.
Right.
Maxwell's stuck. They go outside. 3 on the way. No good for Trey Sam. Little off the mark. It looked like his hips were pointed a little left the bucket, and that's why he missed.
Yeah. Good pass.
Nice step around for Lhomme. This time he's rejected by Wadsworth.
Yeah, lost the handle on that one. Good take.
That shot's no good for Trey Sam.
It's a little off.
And the runner good for Tristan Breland. And that's the way this first quarter ends. 12-3 in favor of Fishers. The number 1 team in Indiana has the lead as we head to the timeout. As we continue to fly to the hoop, fly into the hoop. Powered by Beacon Orthopedics here on SUV TV. The second quarter's afoot, and it's 12-3 in favor of the so-called visiting team. Fishers, obviously, out in Fishers, Indiana. It took them a couple hours longer to get here than Centerville. The Elks are literally 4 miles down the road.
Yeah. Well, and a little struggle early. I think Centerville just has to get refocused, not get down, not feel like the first quarter is indicative of how things are going to go for the whole game, and make sure they don't get too focused on what hasn't happened yet.
Sams puts it up, contested shot, can't get it to drop, and the run up by Lhomme, who's got 8 in the book so far. He passes out 3 for Zachary. He knocks it down. And I think if you're Brook Cups, you have to call the timeout.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Zachary can do in transition. He's very effective with the three-pointer. We mentioned that early in the game, that he's one heck of a shooter. You got to find guys in transition, especially him.
Jean-Claude Lhomme, who has 2.5 assists a ball game, got the assist there for Cooper Zachary. And we're at 15-3, a 12-point spread for Fishers, who, as you said, they're on a mission. They're on a mission not just to get back to the title game, but to win it all again in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, this is about creating stability for them. I feel like as each game progresses, they want to be so incredibly methodical that it's about almost like a chess game for them. That they're moving pieces here and there and creating moments not only for themselves but almost for their opponent that puts them in positions to get frustrated. Like a chess game would. When you're playing chess against some of the best players in the world, you get frustrated playing such good players that you almost don't know what to do. And, look, Brooks Cups is a heck of a coach, and I know he sees it, but he's trying to help his young players see it as well, that they need to be a little bit stronger mentally right now to overcome the adversity in this game.
They are a little out of sorts. Again, as we mentioned back in the first quarter, they're doing other things right. They're moving around and off the ball, without the ball. They're just not scoring yet.
Yeah. And once they can break the seal on this, I think they'll be fine. I think that's exactly what Brooks is probably telling them. Is that, look, overcome this, get the seal off that basket, and you'll be fine.
It's Wadsworth between the circles, and I think he picked up his dribble.
Yeah.
$7:17 left to go till halftime. 15-3. Fishers with the lead and the ball, and the trigger is Cooper Zachary.
Fishers is doing such a nice job of pressuring without fouling. They're moving their feet so well, and they're able to stay in such close proximity that they're not pushing, they're not fouling, but they are forcing Centerville to make tough decisions in traffic.
And look at the offensive set. Now, we've moved here just a touch, but they were all around that free throw line area, high post area.
And then they broke out. They stayed compact, and then they break out.
It's almost like the muddle huddle in football.
Yeah.
McGrew
That's going to
and
be an
a tangle.
offensive foul. That would be my guess. And more so for the break in the arm than anything else. Yeah.
Play control foul called Fishers, number 25, time.
So McGrew picks up his first. That's the first this quarter here on the Tigers. The note on Fishers is that they're the #1 team by almost by de facto nature in the state of Indiana.
Sure.
They're ranked 18th nationally.
Yes, correct.
High-low, too strong for Maxwell, and we head the other way.
And you know, you mentioned that, and we have here in Ohio, we have Lakota West, who is, I believe, 21st nationally. So, I mean, two teams that, you know, when you look at it through Max Preps, they have them about 3 spots apart and very competitively balanced. So almost be interesting to see those two teams go at it, you know, as well. But
Kelvin Moss's team down in Westchester is awfully good, and there's another 3 for Cooper Zachary.
Yep. And you see why he's so strong and almost so academically accurate with his three-pointer.
Good form, got the finish.
Oh, yeah.
6 straight points for Cooper Zachary to make it 18-3.
I mean, the colleges that are interested in him are, you know, mid-majors, what we would consider to be mid-majors, but they're going to get a steal, an absolute steal in this kid.
Speaking of steals, Miles Houston had the ball taken away from him, and we've got some contact on the way.
You know, this is one of those times when coaches are frustrated only because they do see their team struggling out on the court, and it's not because their team is inept. They know their team's capable. They just can't get over the hump.
First on Houston. Team fouls are even at 1, so neither team in danger. And Lahome, who's been the story of the game, has the ball. They work it down low. McGrew, low left.
Little too much for Centerville to handle down low. You know, that's some of the experience that McGrew is exhibiting.
I don't want to say, go ahead, partner.
No, that's right. I was just going to say that, or finish with the fact that Centerville is learning from this experience. This is going to be invaluable for them going forward.
Sam out to the corner. 3
Big.
ball, and they finally do break the seal with the other Sam.
There it is. And that could be what almost takes that seal off and gets Centerville going now.
And that breaks off a long run there. 3 from the corner. Lahome cannot finish this time. Maxwell.
Man, would have liked to have seen him taking the ball strong to the hoop right there. I think a finish would have been nice rather than pulling it out, but there we go.
Rohr tries to flash to the hoop and lost it.
That's
So to your point,
Yeah.
we saw a lot of zigzagging, a lot of moving defense, and great job here for the Tigers to keep up with the Elks on the movement. The problem is when you're holding the ball and you see all that movement and you're not moving, something's wrong.
Yeah, it almost seems like some of them are in sorts and the other 2 are out of sorts. And, you know, right now the machine is working, but not perfectly. And everybody just needs to get on the same page.
So we're saying we just need a little grease.
Yes, a little bit.
20-6.
They're very close.
It's Zachary up high. Oh,
wow.
spot up 3, left it short.
Yep.
Sam watches it go out of bounds. Centerville will take possession.
But see, those are the misses that can feed into Centerville clawing back into this game. That's all they need is a couple of misses, get those possessions back. But they have to score on these possessions. They have to capitalize on these.
Centerville has only 2 field goals here through the first 12 minutes of this ball game. 2. Dash Craver.
They need something going to the hoop.
Rohr
set-
pops 15
There
feet
we go.
away. Averaging 9.5 a ball game. He's in the book at 20-8.
And this is good, clawing back into it, one at a time.
The group gets a touch, and they keep it around the arc.
They can draw a miss here.
McGrew down low left. You can't guard him there, and he missed the shot, though.
Yep.
It's Sam with the rebound. Here comes Centerville. They've scored the last 5 points.
Yep. That's it. Empty possessions are a killer. But if they can start filling these possessions with points, that can get them back into this ball game. Cut it to 10 here.
Craver launches 15 feet away, no good. Ball initially saved, it stays up front.
Yep, save the possession, that's good.
3 to play here in this first half. If Centerville gets a bucket of any sort here and cuts it down to 10, then you'll feel pretty good. You'll have a nice run of 7-0, or if you get a 3, 8-0.
Yeah, almost warrants a timeout by Fishers, not that they will.
Oh, and a missed bunny by Ty Rohr.
Oh,
McGrew intended for McGrew and batted out of bounds by Gavin Nolan.
Yeah, just a little short there on the lob. Didn't quite get it where it needed to be.
First time we're mentioning Gavin Nolan's name, 6'2" junior forward. Well, scoring has come at a premium tonight so far, unlike the last game you and I saw, where we had a 69-58 final between Southeastern Prep and Christ School.
Yeah, and those boys were getting up and down the floor in a hurry. This one, a little more grinded out. Possessions are a little more valued.
Walker handles, plays Zachary. A little bump there, survives the bump from Gavin Nolan.
Yep.
McGrew again, low left. This time from the post, and he can't finish.
Oh, that's a good take.
Oh, nice move, and one! Levi Walker will go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point try.
Excellent second effort by Walker there. I mean, missing on the first attempt, but then making the follow-up, getting the foul on the second effort.
Fouls on Spencer Maxwell, that's his first. And the old-fashioned three for Levi Walker, who averages 9 points a ball game.
And some really good substitutions coming here. I was even going to almost comment on it a little bit ago, wondering kind of if there might not be a good time right now for some substitutions for Fishers. Just to, again, give the guys a little bit of a break, because they've been playing such good, solid defense that they could use this time. Up 15.
Well, their defenders, when they're on defense, they catch up with those slash and dashes and those cuts very well.
They do. They do. And you got to believe that they have deep defenders, no question.
Sam misfires.
Yep.
Out to the sideline, and do we stay up
here?
front?
I think we stay here.
To your point on the substitutions, you mentioned a game ago, line changes in hockey, and this feels like a line change.
Right, it does. And I understand that, because when you play as hard as these kids do, and there's no question that Fishers is playing at a very high level defensively, it wears you out. Very much like hockey does. I mean, those guys are using their legs in ways that we will never understand. I mean, hockey just takes a lot of legs. Well, defense and basketball, same type of thing. So when your legs wear out, and that was the point you made in the last game, these kids wear out, and they can't finish as well, and then you start getting fouls. And that's where teams start making differences.
Sam airmails that one.
Like that, missed shots.
That felt like a lack of legs on that shot, unfortunately.
100%.
Up outside, three on the way for Torrey Breland. Here's a three to answer back from Maxwell. His second trifecta tonight.
But again, no harm, no foul, really, when you trade threes like that. I mean, Fisher's still up 15. Yeah.
By the way, the Centerville defenders, we got a timeout. Yep. The Centerville defenders here on that last set, awfully handsy.
Yeah.
No calls on that, but I feel like when you have no calls on being handsy, that just encourages defenders to be a little bit more handsy.
I totally agree. You're gonna. I believe that once you start allowing something like that to happen, it's going to happen even more so, because you're going to tempt the officials to see what you can get away with.
Coming up tomorrow, a full slate, 5 games, starting at 11:30. Utah Prep against Cats Academy out of Massachusetts. They have the early game. Matt Digby will take you through that one. At 1:15, Iowa United against Dream City Christian, their 3rd game in 3 days here in Kettering. Hope they enjoy the hospitality here.
Yeah.
And then you and I will be on the air at 3 o'clock. St. Vincent St. Mary against Mueller. That should be fun. La Lumiere and Lakota West at 4:45, and the nightcap will be Upper Arlington and Alter.
Yeah, those last two should be interesting. La Lumiere is big, long, athletic, as is Lakota West. Should be an interesting ball game.
Out of the timeout, the ball goes to Cooper Zachary. 5'10" guard working on
Good
Tyrone.
pass.
And thank
Wow.
you very much.
First dunk of the ball game.
Max Hopkins with the deuce the fun way.
Couldn't come at a better time. And right out of the timeout, I mean, it was just such a good timeout to set something up like that, go up 17.
Dash lost the ball. Zachary feeds and no good. Centerville looking to run just a little bit. Sam, did he walk?
No, I think we got
Some
a foul.
contact on the way up.
Yep.
It looked like that left leg came up a little high, the little bunny step, but he'd get bailed out.
Yeah. But, again, I think he had a line to the basket, so stopping him at that point, again, common foul. We talked about that in the last game. Given that he had a line to the basket, he took away points.
The entry goes to Ty Rohr. Rohr will open up three on
Good
the
shot.
way.
That's a good time for that shot to go down, bring that game within 12.
Ty has 5 in the book, and it's 28-14 with 16 seconds left to go.
Interesting matchup up top here.
The high pick.
Wow. Letting that contact
Forward
go.
to
Good
play.
pass.
Thank you very much. This time to Hillsman.
Okay.
And that's a fine way, an exclamation point here to end the first half. Mercy.
Great timing on that. Good passing. That's what makes Zachary such a great point guard. He sees the floor so well. He draws opponents, dips it right down for the dunk.
2 champs to punctuate this second quarter, and we head to the half. Fishers with a 30-14 lead over Centerville. We'll take a timeout for a siesta. When we come back, we'll break down the first half and look ahead to half number 2 when we return on SUV TV. We're just mere moments away from the start of the second half. 30-14. Fishers finished in a hurry, and they finished on a dunk to go into the locker room leading by 16. Along with Scott Mueller, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on SUV TV. Marquez Burnett is our producer, videographer this evening. Let's get to the scoring breakdown, and then we'll get the input of my partner here as we go. In the first half, Fishers shot 52% from the floor, 12 of 23. They were 5 of 11 for 45.5%, and they made their only free throw in the first half. On the other side for Centerville, they shot 5 of 18 from the floor for 28%, 4 of 6 from behind the three-point line at 67%, and has not yet attempted a free throw. Rebounding battle is even, believe it or not, 12-12. In a game like this in which you have a lopsided lead for one team, the rebounds are actually even right now. Leading scorer in this ball game is Jean-Claude Loam, who got off very early with a couple quick threes. He's got a game-high 8 points.
For me, the standout was the assists for Fishers. They are sharing the ball extremely well. 12 baskets, assisted on 9 of them. And the alarming thing for me on the Centerville side of things is 1 for 12 inside the arc. Now, they're 4 of 6 outside the arc, but 1 for 12 inside the arc, and that's got to change. In order for this game to turn around for them, they've got to shoot at a better clip inside the arc.
To be fair, I think you and I were mentioning this at halftime during our siesta, is that some of the misses are just bad luck. Halfway down the rail, real close to the bucket, and they just miss.
Yeah, it's fumbled balls. It's something of a, it's so close that they're passing the ball, they're moving the ball quickly, they're trying to get quick shots, and credit Fishers' defense also. I don't think we can discount that. Fishers is forcing them to make decisions at a faster pace and a quicker clip than perhaps Centerville would like, but at the same time, that's what makes for good high school basketball.
By the way, you mentioned this, and of course, we neglected this during the first quarter, or the first half, in fact, so shame on me. But Jason Gardner, who's the team's leading scorer for Fishers, has not even played tonight.
Yeah, I think that's something that's noteworthy, is that, yeah, his hand is in a cast. He hasn't been playing what would appear to be for several games now, and yet Fishers has still been successful. They're still winning basketball games and doing so in a remarkable fashion.
Well, that speaks to Garrett Winiger and his coaching staff on how they prepare their teams.
Yeah.
As we get back to action, Fisher's going left to right, attacking the east bucket here at Trent Arena. And they work into McGrew and a foul underneath.
Quick start for Fishers there, just trying to tack downhill.
Ty Rohr picks up the personal. That's his second.
Now that could be a factor if he picks up a third, but if he's able to play without fouling, shouldn't be significant.
It's McGrew up top, out to the sideline. Levi Walker.
Centerville switching up.
They're extending defense and playing close out to the perimeter.
Yeah.
Staying with the ball handler. 3 straight on for Zachary. Misfires. The rebound, the putback, and one!
See, those are the moments that Centerville, unfortunately, is not going to be able to give up on a regular basis. They can't afford to give up second and third shots. I do realize that McGrew is one heck of a rebounder, but you can't lose him like that and allow for second shots.
Wadsworth the foul, and it's McGrew who averages 15 points a ball game to the charity stripe to miss on the three-point try. He joined the 1,000-point club at the turn of the year, so he's been consistently scoring ever since he was a freshman.
Nice pass.
And the lay-in from the young Julian Sam, his first bucket tonight. Rohr on the assist, 32-16.
Much better start for Centerville this half than it was at the start of the ball game. Getting going earlier, getting that ball moving, letting the ball touch a few different hands early on.
Skip pass over for McGrew. Zachary being handled by Sam pretty well. He gets away from him, and boy, the runner pays off.
Again, he's a steal. He's a steal. As a junior, he still has one more year left of high school. He is an absolute steal.
3 back iron and out for Rohr. One and done this time down. McGrew the rebound. He plays up front Lahome. Lahome cross courts it. Walker and has it thrown away. And the throw back away off a bad pass by Ty Rohr.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
And it's too long, believe it or not, for Zachary. And the ball loose on the floor, and we've got contact down on the floor as trying to gather himself was Hillsman, and he was hassled by a double team.
Yeah. You know, we talked about this in the first half, that there wasn't a whole lot of contact called early on, and here we're already at 3 fouls on Centerville to start the third quarter.
Missed by McGrew. Rohr, and it's man defense here being shown by the Tigers. He rolls off the screen, has nobody to pass to, though, inside, and I think that's been really the sticking point here for Brooke Cups.
Yeah.
3 from the corner this time, no good for Trey Sam, and some contact underneath.
Yeah, that could be significant. A foul on Zachary at this point early on in the second half could prove pivotal.
It's number 2 on Cooper Zachary. Calvin Wadsworth to the line. He's a 67% shooter at the stripe this year. Wadsworth has yet to get in the book. A starter on this team, but he's only averaging just about a half a point a ball game.
Yeah.
Sometimes who you have is who you have.
And he's on the board. He's on the board. He's got himself his point.
34-17. They all can't be all-stars. I think back to who we saw with Wasatch and with Southeastern Prep. Those are all-stars. Those are all-star teams. You don't have that in regular conference ball.
That's right. And like you said, you have who you have. You have to play the hand you're dealt. And every team must have role players.
Nice step around for Zachary. Skip pass to this side. Breland had got a touch, and now McGrew as well, and they play back to Zachary. They're playing some slow down here.
Yeah, and you can almost see right now how they kind of miss Gardner and the value that he could bring to this team. And when he comes back, just how electric this team will be.
Charge.
Yep. So that was Hillsman, I believe.
Just a moving screen.
Yeah, wasn't quite set by the time he came off.
And it's 6'7", 200 pounds, and when you outsize your opponent by a few inches and maybe 30 pounds, that's easy to see.
Oh, we got another one on the other side.
Turnabout is fair play here in the late minutes on the Saturday.
Yeah, fair enough, right? Turnabout's fair play. Fair enough. If you can do it, I can do it.
That's 2 on Maxwell. Centerville came into this ballgame at 9-3. They're in kind of a situation here with Wayne for the top of the standings, and Fairmont's up there as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of rock, scissors, paper in the case of the G-Walk this year.
Yeah. Now we'll get to see Fairmont on Monday, right? I believe. So
the home school gets a game here in the gym.
Yep. On the final day.
They have the penultimate game, in fact.
Ah.
Indian Hill and Tri-Village have the final game on Monday.
Right. Right. Tri-Village is a strong program.
Oh, my goodness.
They're always good.
Now, help me out on this. I'm doing some homework. Are they Division 6?
They are lower division, yes. Very small town. But, I mean, the town shuts down whenever they play.
And we expect to see them literally all here.
Oh, yeah, they will be. They will be. The Patriots, they come out in droves.
Trey Sam playing back in for Spencer Maxwell. Centerville just hasn't gotten on track here this evening.
No.
Miles Houston dumps it off. It's Sam for 3 from the corner, no good.
Oh,
Houston the rebound, and they'll reset. Here's 3 from Maxwell, straight on, in and out. And that's the kind of night it's been.
Yeah, just ever so close, but still not going down for him.
Here's 3 from the corner, way too long there for Hillsman. Not his shot.
And we're seeing the fatigue set in. Just the legs don't have enough to finish shots.
Oh, nice turnaround shot for Ty Rohr.
Something had to go down eventually.
That falls under the category of nifty.
Yes, nifty. I like that. I love that, actually.
Little pirouette shot to clear some space. They make it 34-19. They work inside, in and out from McGrew. Tapped out, it'll stay up front.
Wow.
Some big-time contact. Rohr ran over Cooper Zachary. Cooper's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, well, a little stare down even almost in a way from Mr. Rohr. It's like,
Well, if nothing else, if you got to ask if Ty Rohr has gone out for football, because that's a hell of a tackle.
And Centerville has a football team. They do. They've been known to put it together a football team a time or two over there.
They won Region 2 in football, not last season, but the season before, the 2024 season.
Yep. They've produced a football player or two. I believe A.J. Hawk.
Not bad.
Not bad. Kirk Herbstreit, if I'm not mistaken, has been, or is a Centerville alum.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Mike Nugent, the longtime kicker, the All-American kicker.
That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, they've been known to put a football team or two together.
I've got a story about A.J. Hawk here in a second.
Oh, boy.
And it's really not about A.J. Zachary gets them both.
Yeah.
So A.J. Hawk, by Ron Ullery, who was the longtime head coach and a longtime AD at Centerville, was not considered to be the better Hawk brother.
Oh, interesting.
Ryan Hawk, who was the quarterback who played at Ohio University, was.
Huh.
A.J. was slow in developing in high school, kind of had a 2 or 3 star by the time he was a senior.
Here we go.
And we've got a trip here. Otherwise, that would have been a run out for an easy deuce. But to finish up on that story, it was Ryan Hawk and not A.J. Hawk who was considered the better prospect, the better athlete, the better player on the field. A.J., of course, turned into an All-American and then, of course, went in the first round and played in the NFL for a number of years.
And a heck of a player.
Well, for a while, Ohio State was linebacker U. And the first one through, Torrey Breland at the line. You know, A.J. Hawk is an easy one. Of course, James Laurinaitis, I think, just went into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Got them both.
Got them both.
And that might be the end of Buckeye talk here for the evening.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens in blowouts, and right now this is one.
Yeah.
It's Maxwell up top, looking inside. And again, that inside has been completely shut off tonight.
Which is interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. When the game started, I would have thought this would have been more of an inside play.
It's Craver, Craver, dashing into the free throw line and has it picked away. So one-on-one to the rack and in transition for Levi Walker.
And Fishers doesn't need a whole lot of room to turn a possession around like they just did.
Julian Sam answers back on the other end.
Now they'll slow things down and do things the old-fashioned way, run an offense.
With 1:10 left to go here in this third period. 3 for Walker from the corner, skips away, chased down by Sam. The freshman trying to acquit himself. Skips it outside. Gavin Nolan, beg your pardon, it's Houston. Houston misfires. Oh, Maxwell the rebound, lost it. To 1-on-2, and it's Houston with a foul.
Yeah, not a bad foul there, especially in transition.
You know, we did just say 1-on-2, beg your pardon, partner.
Yeah,
we didn't just say 1-on-2, but in fact, it really was 1-on-1 because the help defender was on the opposite side of the post.
Right. But, you know, make him earn 2 from the stripe as opposed to 1 going to the rim.
It's 3 on Houston. So he lost the ball and commits the foul, and the free throw attempt no good for Torrey Breland. Part of the Breland brothers, younger brother Tristan Breland, is a freshman on the team. So we're seeing a couple of freshmen getting real minutes. We'll see one from Mueller, though if you ask me a name right now, I can't give it to you, but I'm not that far along in my game research for tomorrow.
I could get it for you.
He gets the free throw there. 41-21, a 20-point spread for the number 1 team from Indiana.
Oh, and I don't necessarily believe that this is a bad loss for Centerville. I don't. I mean, I'm not calling this a loss yet. I know we still have 1 quarter to play, but this is not a negative, in my opinion, for them.
Sam to Sam, the 3, no good,
Ooh,
tapped out,
fault.
And it'll stay up front.
Okay.
I do like it. You mentioned back in the first half about brothers playing with one another, and when you see a brother passing to another brother to take a shot, you kind of have to say, I kind of love that.
Yeah, it is. It's just a kind of heartwarming for me.
It's Craver up top. Plays back to the older Sam. He launches 3. He knocks it down. Trey Sam with the second trifecta. He's got 8 overall.
You know, since we're talking about a high school team from Indiana, and IU will be playing for the national title on Monday. You know, we got brothers that are quarterbacking for IU.
That's right.
That's
Here's
a good
the 3
story.
at the buzzer. Knock it down. What a way to end quarter number 3. Mercy. Breland with a trifecta, and we head to the 4th. 44-24, the route is on for Fishers. When we return here on SUV TV. On to the all-important 4th quarter, and it's 44-24. Fishers over Centerville. The number 1 team in Indiana flexing its muscle tonight.
Fishers is playing very well. I put them in the category of solid. I don't know that their coach would necessarily say that this is their best performance, but it's definitely a good one.
Throw in from Maxwell at half court, and it comes to Tyror. Centerville going right to left, attacking the west bucket here at Trent Arena in Kettering. And flying to the hoop. 3 off the catch. Sam knocks it down.
So that's a good start, and I think where Centerville needs to go with this is they need to not make this just a 3-point shooting 4th quarter, but rather claw back and get as close as they possibly can, not just make this a throwaway.
It's Zachary with the ball. A little stop and go around Trey Sam. Can't shake him, and now he finally gets a high screen and springs free out to the sideline.
Good decision. Good trap.
Lost it on the floor.
Yep.
Retained initially, and do we have a jump or a timeout?
I think it's timeout.
I think we called the timeout, and timeouts are even at 4 with 7:12 left to go here in this fourth quarter. We'll keep it right here on SUV TV. Tomorrow coming on up, the early game, Christ School, who we saw a game ago. They'll take on Iowa. Beg your pardon, it's not Christ School. That's the Monday game. Beg your pardon. Excuse me. So the early game tomorrow will be Utah Prep against Cats Academy. That'll be at 11:30. Matt Digby will have the call on that one. Iowa United and Dream City Christian to follow. You and I, Scott, will have St. Vincent St. Mary against Mueller. And Mueller looks to be like they're back in prime Carl Kramer form.
Yeah, they're solid.
They're the middle game. While Lumiere and Lakota West will go after it in the 4:45 game, and the nightcap will be Upper Arlington up in Columbus against Alter.
Kettering Alter, yeah. Alter's very good, and Upper Arlington, never a bad opponent. I've looked them up, and I think they're going to be a very good team also.
And that's a long drive for the Alter Knights and their faithful.
Oh yeah.
A full 2 miles.
I think so, yeah. 1.9 to be exact.
Here's a drive by Walker and a score. They play up front very quickly. Wadsworth, nice pass, and they go back outside. It's Rohr to the hoop, and he kicks it out. Back to Sam. He misses everything. Centerville's in a little bit too big of a hurry off that last set. (46-27), a 19-point spread here at Trent Arena.
So I hear, or I've heard, that some of the arenas in Indiana are like college arenas, upwards of 10,000.
So we're talking, if this was football, it'd be like Texas Size Stadium.
Yes, yeah. Like Jeffersonville. Gosh, I'm forgetting the one that Steve Alford played at. But yeah.
And that's going to haunt me too.
Yeah.
As we got contact down on the block.
But I bring that up only because I wonder the size of the arenas that Fishers plays in. Because I know they're a big school.
Wadsworth picks up number 2. And it's Kai McGrew to the line, where he's a 64% shooter at the stripe. He lets fly in the first and no good. Kai McGrew, according to 24/7, is ranked as the 10th best prospect in the state of Indiana and the state's best or 4th best power forward.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, as I did some of my research, he does not have any legitimate offers at this time. However, in that top 10 list of centers, power forwards, almost everybody in that list, save one other, already has offers. And so I can't help but wonder if something's going to transpire for him soon.
More on that here as we progress through. I've got a couple thoughts on that.
Okay.
Sam with the ball. Maxwell up top, high-lowing it. And they play outside. This is how they needed to play. And one. Ty Rohr off the connection, drove baseline, got underneath the hoop to go in with the layup and go to the line.
And we're seeing good things from Centerville, things that I know are going to translate for the future. I mean, we've got a very young team here. We've mentioned that before. That goes without saying, but still, as this youth develops, we've got freshmen, sophomores, and juniors out here, and we cannot forget that. These kids are going to develop over the course of the rest of this season, and next year when they come back, bigger, faster, stronger, they're going to be even better. And this is going to be a team to be reckoned with. And I for one, would love to see him play again next year.
Rohr gets the old-fashioned 3. Foul is on the older Troy Breland with 5:38 to go.
Good look.
High-low, Walker for 2.
That's what makes Zachary so special. He can see the floor in ways that most guards just can't.
Sam on the catch, up high on the left, puts it on the deck, working around Walker, goes up, he came down with it, got it back, and nice footwork underneath the hoop to get the bucket.
Yeah, got his own ball back on the block, had enough prowess to finish it up.
That's an upperclassman move, by the way.
It is.
We
Oh,
say that about the freshman, and a takeaway by Centerville.
strong.
Up for Sam.
Oh.
Underneath the hoop. No good this time. And Fishers comes out of the pack with the younger Tristan Breland.
Yeah. Now, he's a strong-looking kid. Oh,
Thank
that's
you
nice.
very much. The lob for Hillsman for the finish.
Well, I honestly didn't think he was going to be able to make that finish, but that's very athletic.
That's the exclamation point on tonight's ball game.
Yeah.
50-32. Long three, high arcing shot, no good. The follow and one. Trey Sam will go to the line.
I'm impressed with Sam and how much he's giving to the end of this ball game. There's just no quitting this kid. And I can see the fatigue on him, but at the same time, he just keeps battling through.
It's number 3 on Cooper Zachary. Wholesale substitutions. Wanted to get back before this got away from us on Kai McGrew. So from what we've seen from Kai, and of course it's a small sample size here tonight.
Right.
We only have the game that we've seen him in person. Good footwork down on the block.
Yep.
That's the plus. That's what you want out of a power
Right.
forward. But the shooting touch from mid-range too doesn't seem to be there.
I agree. I agree, and I think that that's something that must develop in order for him to graduate to that next level. I totally agree with you on his footwork. I think his mental game is there. His size is also a little in question. I think he might be a little undersized for the post. So therefore, to your point, his shot has to develop in order for him to be able to move to the outside.
Yeah, because he's not a 3.
No, he's not. Not at this point.
And unless he's got another growth spurt, he's not going to be a 5.
Right, and so therefore that makes him a very undersized 4.
Wrap around, lost on the floor, picked off by Tyror. He's got a 3-on-3. He'll take it down the middle to the hole, no good, and he'll go to the line. With 3:46 left to go here in this ball game.
Good strength shown there on that finish and drive. And see, next year he's going to have enough on that finish to actually get the 2.
Jean-Claude Loam picks up the personal. That's his first of this ball game.
His first. Interesting.
For some reason, I thought he had fouled in the first half, but we have him down for 1.
Yeah, I would have guessed, having his hand in so many different defensive situations that he would have gotten a foul before now, but oddly not enough.
There is something to be said about a young man or a young person in general getting handed a cookie jar and never getting caught, or rarely getting caught.
Yeah, it's true. But he is smooth. I'll give him that.
He gave Fishers the initial burst tonight with a couple of early threes.
Absolutely did.
And a little hand check, a little ticky-tack foul on Spencer Maxwell, just on the reach-in, and that's his 3rd.
Yeah, because Loam only averages 4.5 points, but he got his points early. 2 threes right away. Then I think he got a bucket, later, a little bit later in the first half, and that's all he has at this point. So, but he did his job.
It's Zachary up top. At what point do you start pulling kids?
Soon. But, not too soon because, still, 13 is workable. So about the 2-minute mark, a little under 2.
Loam misfires on everything, and Centerville on the move the other way. They have numbers.
Yeah.
A 5-on-3 down
good
the
move.
lane and good for Tyror.
Outstanding. Yeah, that's an outstanding move by Tyror. What a finish.
Timeout on the floor. Charges Centerville. We'll hold things right here with 2:57 left to go. And as soon as we talked about when you start pulling kids, it's back to an 11-point ball game.
Yeah, and the finish there by Tyror, first off, the miss down here on this end by Fishers, that contact by the 2 players from Fishers was a little dangerous. I was worried that those 2 players might be hurt, which would have been bad because you're talking about Hillsman and McGrew running into each other. Those are 2 big guys. That could have been disastrous. Fortunately, both players got up. But then you have Tyror finishing down here, and that also could have been a 3-point play. There was a part of me that thought it almost should have been. So, we're going to come out of this timeout with 3 minutes to play. And, to your point or your question, do you pull players? Well, not now. Not now. Another steal and a bucket, and it's an under 10-point game. And, now you got to see it through.
Want to chat about this. So at halftime, you mentioned a lack of ability to score inside the three-point line for Centerville.
Yep.
Coming into this contest, on 2-point buckets this year, Centerville is shooting 61%. So it was unusual for them to go 1 for 12 in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And given that it's unusual, that just goes to show that Centerville was playing a little, out of sorts. And
Ty Rohr, just beg your pardon, has just picked up his fourth.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that could be. Now do you go offense for defense?
Well, I think at this point you got to keep him in, right?
Well,
With
you
2:51.
do. But with 3 minutes, do you keep him in for the full 3? Because if he fouls out, like right now, he's guarding Zachary. I mean, that's a tough assignment to do it without a fourth foul. Ugh. I don't know.
It's Walker playing McGrew up high on the left.
Oh, but he switched off.
Zachary now being checked by Trey Sam.
Yeah.
And that's more of an even match.
Yeah.
Sam's a little bit more nimble. See Miles Houston back in this ball game. And they're milking the clock.
Well, as they should. Like you said, no shot clock, so there's no reason for them to give up a possession here. And like once you get head and shoulders around the defender, there's no 5-second call.
By the way, I know that both you and I are familiar. Oh, do we have a T?
Yeah.
A technical foul against the bench.
Yeah. Well, actually, was it bench or was it against number 3? Because if it was against number 3, not only did he get the foul, but he's also going to get a personal for that.
So did Sam have bad regards for someone's mother out there?
I don't know. That's a great question.
It is on Trey Sam. Beg your pardon. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. So he just got a personal foul for the contact. Then he got another foul for the technical because that counts as a personal also.
I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but if you remember back in the day when Denzel Washington and John Lithgow, who is known very comedically from Third Rock from the Sun, actually played a villain in a movie.
Okay.
And the working line in the movie was "Word to your mother," and I feel like that was what happened here.
Yeah, may have been.
So Zachary to the free throw line gets the first.
Well,
and he's a 94% shooter at the stripe this year.
So now these are the free throws from the contact. Now we're going to shoot the free throws for the technical because they were in the bonus.
And you're just going to keep Zachary out there at 94%.
Well, I mean, why not? Yeah, I mean, I would.
That's money in the bank, by the way.
And you just took a game that was starting to come back into your favor, and put it almost out of reach.
As a quick aside, you mentioned Steve Alford's name a few minutes ago, and I feel like, and this applies to Larry Bird, the Hick from French Lick as well, that there is something to be said if that you're a great shooter out of the state of Indiana, it's just you apply everywhere. You're applicable everywhere. You're regarded incredibly high everywhere. And right now, in this case, to a lower level, Cooper Zachary at 94% is that guy.
I agree. And,
and we just jinxed him.
Yeah, of course we did. Well, that's what commentators do, right? I mean, we jinx people. Whenever we say something on the air, we jinx them. I mean, yes, 100%. Yes. But, no, I think with Indiana basketball, it's synonymous with good shooting. I just feel like that goes hand in hand, is that if you're from Indiana, you're a basketball player. If you're a basketball player in Indiana, you're a good shooter. I just feel like that goes hand in hand.
Have you been to French Lick, by the way?
I have not. I wish I would. I wish I could. Another place in Indiana I want to go is to Hoosiers Gym in Milan.
Oh, okay.
I would love to visit that place. Our friends of mine have been there, and they love it. Like, you can actually rent that facility and have a practice there or a game.
I'm not claiming that French Lick is a mecca of any sort, but I think to see where Larry Bird came from is a big deal.
Yeah.
And a younger generation really needs to understand that, as Zachary will just dribble the air out of the ball with 1:33 left to go.
Right.
And he's still on his feet.
Good pass.
Nice wraparound. Back outside. They dump it back in, and they will reset.
Right. Sure. Give it right back to him. Yep. And see, he can't foul. Rory can't foul. Good pass.
Oh, and we nearly had a dunk you very much moment.
Yep.
Hillsman missed the connection.
Yep. Oh, and they give it
And
right
another
back.
steal.
Yep.
Zachary will launch 3 off the wing. No good. Sam
That's
the rebound and a foul with 1:06 to play.
Yep. It's the last common foul they can afford. So that'll be it.
By the way, as another side about places to visit, especially if you're a sports fan.
Yep.
And as soon as I was about ready to make a point, I'm going to go with, do you know where Denora, Pennsylvania is?
No, I do not.
We'll get to that here in just a second. Okay. Here's the runner, and a nice move and a finish by Ty Rohr.
Nicely done.
So he found his shot here in the second half.
Yep.
Might be a little too late.
Yeah.
But Centerville showing signs of life, and they're holding on to it. Denora, Pennsylvania is where Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. were both born.
Okay.
And yet neither are the best player to ever come out of Denora, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Can you believe that?
So share with me who is.
Blocked off the glass as we come down the final seconds.
Yep.
Stan the Man Musial.
Oh, wow.
3 on the way, no good for Maxwell.
Well, fair enough.
And this one will head the other way.
Yep. Wow,
Stan the Man.
I'll be darned.
And if you have
something
you
in the
or
water
anybody,
there?
yes, something's in the water in Denora, Pennsylvania.
Okay. All right.
By the way, as the story goes, as a quick aside, the Musials and the Griffeys actually knew one another because Ken Sr.'s dad, Buddy Griffey, was a high school teammate playing basketball with Stan Musial.
I'll be darned.
There's something in the water.
I'll tell you what, that's good facts right there.
And that's what happens at when you're filling time.
That's right. That's what happens at flying to the hoop.
Hillsman gets
Talk
the
about
first.
baseball. That's right.
Hillsman has the first.
Well, no doubt that Fishers has come here and done themselves proud, without question. And that's not to say that Centerville has done anything to discredit themselves.
They had a bad half. They had a bad first half.
They had a slow start, and that kind of did them in, but they have done nothing to harm themselves or their season for that matter.
Ty Rohr misfires, and another whistle with 10.4 left to go.
Yep. Disrupted the basket. Point of emphasis this year for officials. Can't disrupt the basket when the ball is up on the cylinder. So can't slap the backboard.
Rules.
Yeah.
And now everybody's backing off, and we're going to call this a game.
Yep. So much love for the boys and the staff from Fishers, Indiana, and for the Centerville Elks. Good luck to both teams in their respective state tournaments and their states, the rest of their seasons, for sure.
The final here tonight, Fishers goes away a winner, 55-43. They improved to 13-0, perfect in all 13 games. Centerville drops to a record of 7-4 against an incredibly tough non-conference opponent.
Right.
And to be fair, partner, the good news for Centerville is if you're Brook Cups, you had a good half of basketball to look upon and improve upon against a very tough, in fact, the toughest opponent that you're probably going to run into all year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a state champion, no question. So every reason to feel good about what you did here, especially with a young team.
By the way, before we get to final comments about this game, in talking about Fishers in general, and we've occasionally made jokes like this. In fact, if you remember a game that you and I did 4 years ago, when we were saying, hey, is it Centerville or the rest of the field in Region 4? And you would pick Centerville. Is it Fishers or the rest of the state in the big district, in the big conferences in Indiana?
I mean, when you get Jason Gardner back, it's Fishers. I mean, because think of all the development that these young men are getting without him in the lineup. And then once you reinsert that young man, that 21 points a game back into that lineup, it's Fishers. No, I mean, for me, it's Fishers.
The game high in scoring, believe it or not, it belongs to Centerville. A couple players, Trey Sim and Ty Rohr, each with 14. It was a team effort by Fishers tonight. Your final thoughts on this game?
The fact that the sharing of the basketball happened for Fishers, that just proves to me again my decision. It solidifies that Fishers is my choice, and I'm so glad I got to see this game. So glad.
Final numbers as we come in. Centerville was 16 of 41 from the floor for 39% shooting. 10 of 25 from 6 of 16 from behind the three-point line at 37.5%, and 5 of 6 at the charity stripe at 83%. For Fishers, the winning team tonight, 19 of 40 from the floor for 47.5%, which, by the way, they were under 50%. You credit Centerville for good defense in the second half.
Yeah, I'm sure they got challenged in the halftime by Coach Cups, and when you come out in the second half and you have to make a difference, they did. They did just that.
6 of 18 from behind the three-point line at 33%, 11 of 16 at the charity stripe for 69%. The rebounding battle actually belonged to Centerville tonight, 26 to 22, but the final total and the final score up on the board belongs to Fishers at 55 to 43. Yep. Partner, it was fun here tonight. What are you looking forward to for Sunday?
For Sunday, I think it's got to be Lakota West. I'm excited to see them play for the first time. I've heard a lot about them. Personally, given that I teach in the Lakota School District, I've had a couple of those young men in class, and I'm just interested to see what they've been able to do in the last 3 years and just how exciting they are.
Can't wait to see Joshua Tyson in person.
Yeah. I've heard good things, and we're going to see what it looks like.
Partner, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely, can't wait.
And again, the final again tonight, 55 to 43. Fishers the winner, perfect in 13 tries this year. Centerville ends this ball game at 9-4. Thanks go out to our producer, engineer, videographer, Marquez Burnett. And I'm a little tongue-tied here after a long night, so we're going to call it a night here at Trent Arena from Flying to the Hoop. Again, the final tonight. Fishers beat Centerville by a score of 55 to 43. For Scott Mueller, I'm Geoff Kim. Good night from Kettering.